a good question here. Why do there appear to be inconsistencies in the Bible? That's a good question, because for all of us who have read the Bible and taken the Bible seriously, we do see sometimes when there seem to be inconsistencies or discrepancies. A Lutheran professor several years ago wrote a little booklet on Does the Bible Contradict Itself? And let me just read a portion of what he had to say. He says, in dealing with alleged contradictions, it is of the utmost importance to remember that two propositions may differ from each other without being contradictory. In most cases, people who charge the Bible with containing discrepancies have become the victims of confused thinking. They fail to distinguish between differences and contradiction. And then the illustration that he uses is that in John's Gospel, he speaks about two angels at the tomb of Jesus. Mark's Gospel just mentions one. He'll go on and say, everybody will be willing to grant that. There's a difference. But are the statements contradictory? Not at all. Neither statement denies that the other is true. One is simply more complete than the other. Another way of illustrating this would be what I had experience at the seminary when one of my professors said, one of the Gospels contains the story of Jesus healing a blind man in Mark's Gospel. And Mark tells us that as Jesus and the disciples and a large crowd were leaving Jericho, Bartimaeus, son of Timaeus, a blind beggar, was sitting by the roadside and Jesus healed him. Matthew agrees with Mark, saying as they were leaving Jericho. But, my professor pointed out, and I've read since then, Luke has the healing occurred going into Jericho. Luke says, as he approached Jericho, a blind man was sitting by the roadside begging. Now, there are a number of ways of explaining this. One would be that there may have been several healings. Jesus healed one blind man, and then later on, other blind men came and asked to be healed. Another possibility, one that I find rather attractive, is that the two gospel accounts actually give us the precise location of where this healing occurred. There's an old city of Jerusalem and a new city of Jerusalem. Between the old and the new city is a gate. And it could be at that very site where Bartimaeus sat between the old and the new city. So in one sense, he's going into the city of Jerusalem, and in one sense, he's going out of the city of Jerusalem, depending on whether it's an old or new city, but the site is that very place. So what seems to be a contradiction actually gives us more precise information because Scripture interprets Scripture, and we're able to come to a fuller understanding of the very facts that God has revealed to us in His holy Word.